Writing from the heart, it comes from quiet reflection, and it can be derived from great joy or great pain. We all have a need and desire to express ourselves and share our lives with others. We don't have to be closed off if we choose to open up and freely write out our thoughts, our experiences, our dreams, our joys, our hopes, our wishes, our fears, our desires, our achievements, our failures, our sorrows, our celebrations, our goals, and our proudest moments. We can learn by being in tune with our feelings as we write them down. Writing can be our biggest gift as we look back and reminisce about our life through our words, the pictures that mean so much to us, and the everlasting memories that surface in our minds. We can choose to share our writings with others or keep them private as our own personal diary. Writing can liberate us or help us to unlock the mysteries. It is a wonderful thing to express ourselves and share a part of who we are with our family, our friends, and those who are important to us. It is not easy to write sometimes, but if we approach it in a way that allows us to enjoy it and to write something that has meaning and helps to define us and is meant for our loved ones, then it can be truly a wonderful gift that will last and can be a source for inspiration. We can touch others with our actions and our words, and if we can convey our feelings and share our experiences in a positive way and capture it for all to see, I believe that it will help the ones we love, and it will provide something that is of sentimental value, that will be treasured and held close to the heart. We have no way of knowing what life was like for our ancestors, but if we had someone in our family lineage who felt the need and desire to write their thoughts, feelings, and experiences down in a journal and passed it down to a family member who was special to them, I believe it would have an impact that would not only touch their life, but it would touch the lives of all within the family who were blessed with the opportunity of sharing and observing and reading the journal. The joy of reading and understanding the words written by a family relative who once lived, shared, and enjoyed the wonders of life, and had the foresight to share it is truly an amazing and wonderful gift that not many of us can relate to. Certainly we would all enjoy the opportunity of learning about our past and the family we are part of. I believe this is one of the greatest mysteries in our life that we never really get to know or appreciate. We are lucky if we get to meet our grandparents, but to go back 2 or more generations is quite difficult, and we generally wouldn't even know where to start. I believe we all can write and share a piece of ourselves with the ones we love. I know that to me, the most important thing I would love to share with my family, and especially my son, is a journal that conveys my love and appreciation for life and for my family. We know in our life that we want to do as many things as we can, and to hopefully experience many joys and achievements along the way. I believe that if I could share an optimism and a truth about life with honesty and sincerity, and with a point to educate and mentor my son, and to provide him encouragement and a feeling that he will never be alone, then I would feel much happier. I would want him to understand that we may not always be there, but that does not mean we are gone forever. We have to remember that we are here for a short time in the scheme of life, and we are descendants from family who have preceded us and had experienced what we now experience. We never had the chance to meet them, but they are a part of us and will always be a part of us. I have been very reflective about life these days because I feel that every day I get to share with my family and friends is special because we never know what tomorrow will hold for us. Life is so very unpredictable, and I feel we have to share our most heartfelt feelings and emotions regularly and tell our family each and every day how much we love them. I make it a point every day before I leave to go to work to tell my wife and son I love them, and I make sure I give them both a kiss before I start my day. I know in my heart that I want to be a part of my son's life and to share in his joys and accomplishments with my wife for a long, long time, but I am not sure what the future holds. So I write for my son and my family as my way of showing my love and capturing it with words that truly have meaning, because it is the result of quiet contemplation, sincere, heartfelt emotion, and an overwhelming feeling and desire to share a part of myself to hopefully bring a sense of meaning and comfort for my son and my family. Life lessons are what help to shape us, and as we live and experience our individual lives, we will come to know these lessons, but it is also important that we impart these lessons of life to our children as well, from our perspective, so they can learn what we have learned and experienced. I had learned a great deal from the discussions and pats on the back from my mom and dad in my life, and sometimes I try to relive those times or daydream about them. I miss those days and I treasure them and, and have a special place in my heart to keep them alive for my lifetime and as a special remembrance of my parents. And that is what I hope to accomplish with my son. I wish to leave him proper and sound advice that will benefit him in his life when the torch has been passed to him. My writings is one way to accomplish this, and I feel it is very important that I always remember to write every day and to talk with my son. I also believe photographs and video are very important. We all need to spend quality time with our family and capture those special moments in pictures, videos, and with our words, with a love that has no limit. I will truly treasure every waking moment and every day I have with my wife, my son, and my family. And I hope that we all will share and learn all that is important together in our lives, and that we will all feel safe, protected, loved, and never alone in our life. I wish to share the promise of hope in my writings for my son now and always. Love, Emily, Ionelli, of Tigro, Angel. My own way. I'm learning the ropes and trying my best to get my voice heard through my writings and my spoken word. I'm writing and recording into the long hours of the night. I'm drawing inspiration from within based on living life and trying to find my way in a very serene way. I'm constantly in thought with my mind running in all directions as I express my feelings with truth, courage, confidence, and heartfelt emotion. I'm a bit on the sensitive side, and it comes through in all my writings and recordings. I am just trying to express a part of me I once couldn't, but I am now having the time of my life doing things my own way. Emily, Ionelli, of T-Girl, Angel. My dream. Dreams are an escape and can prove fun and take us places we normally never go. To dream is to live and to envision greater things. We all have dreams, but we don't always remember them, as they are usually in the deep recesses of our mind and only take place when we are sleeping and in a peaceful state. When we awake, we usually have a vague remembrance of it, but it is never the same if we have to reconstruct it in our mind by then our dream is over and gone forever, we can try to interpret our dreams, if we can remember them, and draw some enjoyment from them. We usually dream at night when we sleep, and when we slip off into dreamland, there is no telling what will enter our mind. For me, I have had some very vivid dreams in which they seemed very real, and I was able to remember them quite clearly. Other times, I could barely remember my dreams at all, as they never made an impression. Dreaming is very important, and it allows us to escape the mundane and boring parts of our lives. We can also be inspired by our dreams, and if we can document what we dream, we can even share them with our family and friends. Sometimes I wonder if artists, writers, or musicians have ever been inspired or influenced by their dreams in developing some of their work. I believe some have, and they may admit that they awoke halfway through so they could write it down, so they would not forget it. By hastily awaking halfway through, though, they have not experienced the full effect of their dream, which then becomes incomplete. One thing I have learned about dreams is if you awake halfway through it, you cannot go back to re-experience it. I have had dreams where I felt I was walking through the hallways and up and down the stairways of mansions and getting lost in the maze of rooms and multiple levels of floors. I find this dream to be fascinating, as we all would love to experience what life is like living in a mansion. Most of us live in modest homes, so we never ever experience life in a mansion, but in our dreams, we can experience life in the largest mansion we can envision. If I am going to dream of living in a mansion, I may as well dream big, and hopefully dream long enough to fully enjoy the experience of covering every room and every floor of my dream mansion. Imagine walking in a hallway that seems to never end. As you walk through it, you see rooms to your right and to your left filled with beautiful antique furniture, large projection HD TV sets, grand pianos, large dining room tables, pool tables, ping pong tables, huge cathedral ceilings, beautifully handcrafted fireplaces, libraries, expensive artworks from the most celebrated artists, and the most beautiful views of outside that show off the sprawling gardens that seem to stretch for miles as the sunlight reflecting from the glass windows and skylights shine in making the views even more spectacular. As you continue to walk through this impressive hallway, you see servants going about their business and the most sophisticated security systems you could ever imagine, which is manned by full-time guards who have a room all to themselves. It is like mission control with CCTV sets that are trained in on every room and every nook and cranny of this impressive estate. As you walk past the security room, you come upon an elevator bank and a circular staircase, which you can choose to get to the next level. I opt for the elevator, as I could never ever imagine having an elevator that takes me from one floor to another in my very own house. Imagine that. It would be a boyhood dream to take an elevator in my very own home. As I admire the panel and see that this dream of mine has 5 floors, I just try to make the most of it and hope I am able to get to visit each and every floor. From what I understand, the very top floor has a landing strip for a helicopter. The basement has a vault for all the valuables that must be secured. If you appreciate wines, there is also the wine cellar that have vintages of wine that date back to the 1600s. This is all amazing to me, as in my wildest dreams, I would never have the opportunity to see such lavish living arrangements. This is why dreaming is so wonderful. If only I developed a secret to make our dreams reality, that would be a great thing. I almost forgot to mention the 18-car garage that I saw, which is so impressive, and home to all the fantasy cars I always wish for. I saw a 1960s vintage Ford Shelby, a Bugatti Veyron, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Lotus, Audi, Aston Martin, Rolls-Royce, BMW, Jaguar, and so many more that I just could not believe it. I felt like I was at a car dealership rather than in my dream garage. There was carpeting all around, a sound stage, and flat screen TVs running 24 hours, playing interviews of the most amazing racing car drivers throughout the history of race car driving. As I continued on in my dream, I had lunch in one of the restaurants in this amazing house, which also has a McDonald's Express and a 25-seat movie theater with a full snack bar. The restaurant had a seating capacity of 250 guests, and it serves as host for weddings and family gatherings. I ordered pasta and salad and topped it off with a cannoli and a Coca-Cola, and then I was off to the next level of the house. Imagine having a full-length basketball court and an indoor swimming pool and a bowling alley. This house had that and more. It even had shower stalls and a sauna room. This was too much to take in, and I just could not get enough of it. Everywhere I went, I was amazed and could not imagine living like this for even a day. I did not want to awake from this dream, as it was too much fun. After shooting some baskets and taking a few laps in the Olympic-sized pool, I showered, changed, and took the elevator to the next level, which was the family theater, where I saw Toy Story 3 and felt like I was actually at a movie theater. There were even staff working the concessions, where I had a popcorn, candy, and a soda, which was on the house. The experience will last me a lifetime. As I took this all in, enjoying every moment, just waiting for when I would wake up. After the movie ended, I admired the room for one last time and exited to take the elevator to the playrooms, where there were video games and old-fashioned pinball machines. It was like being in an arcade. There were computer stations and rock climbing walls and everything else a kid could ask for. This house had everything. It even had a supermarket and souvenir shop where you could go to pick up groceries and treats without leaving the comforts of your own home. Although the refrigerators were huge and fully stocked, you still had the store only an elevator ride away, and if you were too far from the kitchen, then you could go right to the supermarket. This is what dreams are made of. And if I am dreaming this, then I want to fully enjoy the experience. As I picked up a soda for my journey through this house, I took the stairs to gain an appreciation of the many spiral staircases to the next level, which featured the bedrooms, which had bathrooms that were larger than my master bedroom in my modest house. Each bedroom had full wall-to-wall carpeting, walk-in closets, beautifully handcrafted furniture, HD TV flat screen sets, and the most comfortable beds you could ever sleep in. The kids' room had play areas within the room, computer workstations, homework labs, and a classroom where private tutoring was conducted. I wondered how I was able to have such a dream that seemed so realistic to me. Was I rich in another life, and this was a vision of what I once had, or is this a vision of things to come? I wonder, as I take it all in, as I lay on the bed, I find myself awaking from my dream, only to write it down and sharing it with you, Emily Ionelli of T-Girl, Angel.